Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you a couple of DIYs in preparation for festival season and in particular Splendor in the Grass this year. I'm first going to show you how I super easily customized this awesome denim jacket, and then I'm going to be showing you how I dyed my extensions and braided them into these super cute dip dyed braids. I hope you guys find some inspiration for this video, and let's just get started. So the jacket I'm using for my customization is this Riders by Lee jacket. It's super tough in Australia to find a vintage, awesome looking denim jacket at the thrift store, so I decided to go with this men's jacket from Riders, which I will link below for you. So the things you're going to need if you want to do your jacket like mine is some text to stencil, some paintbrushes, fabric paint, and a pencil. You're also going to need various sizes of gemstones, some patches, some pearls, and I also included some tassel, which I didn't end up using, but just in case you wanted to include some tassel, there's an idea for you there. And these are the different sizes of gemstones and pearls that I used. So if you want to include some text on your jacket, this is the best way that I've found to do it. So the first thing I did was find a font on Dafont.com that I liked. I typed up the words that I wanted and then went about cutting those out. Once they are all cut out, you want to position them on your jacket where you want it to be. I decided to position the words a little bit lower than the middle, just so I had enough room at the top to do the design that I wanted. Then what you want to do is trace around the words using a light coloured pencil. This is just going to act as a guide for you to paint within. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect because you can rub out the pencil later, which is why you want to use a lightly coloured pencil. Then I'm going to go in and start painting on the lettering. So I'm starting with a very small paintbrush and tracing around the outside of what we did with the white pencil first. I then go in with a wider paintbrush to fill in the center of the letters, and I do 2 to 3 coats of each letter. And this is how the lettering came out. So with this paint, you want to iron it so you can wash it or it can get wet and it won't run. So after I ironed that, I then went back and rubbed out the pencil lines. Now I'm just positioning the patches where I want them to be and ironing them on. I got all of these from eBay and they were super duper cheap, so if you are looking for some patches, I definitely recommend that you look on eBay. So now it's time to go ahead and glue on all of our embellishments. I was first going to use fabric glue, but I found that with this kind of embellishments, which are really big and bulky, it was really hard for me to get the fabric glue to stick. So I ended up using hot glue, which obviously isn't going to be very durable and long wearing, and you probably can't wash the jacket, but it worked really well and the gemstones do stick on quite well as long as you're not super rough with it. So for my design, I wanted it to be very concentrated at the top and then kind of get more sparse at the bottom, as if the gems were kind of raining down from the top of the jacket. So I just went in with the bigger sizes at the top, really concentrated, and then faded it down into the smaller sizes at the bottom. I also did the same kind of thing on the front of the jacket, but I didn't want it to go as far down. So I first laid out the gemstones in the general kind of design that I wanted, and then I went and picked them up and glued them onto the jacket. If you are going to be using hot glue like I did, please make sure to be really careful. Hot glue is really hot and I did burn my finger multiple times, so just make sure that you're not getting the glue close to your fingers if you don't want to have a burnt finger. I found that for the really little gemstones I had to use a pair of tweezers and kind of just dip it into the hot glue at the top just to avoid burning my fingers completely. And this is how the jacket turned out. I am so in love with it. It's exactly how I envisioned my jacket to be, and I wanted this jacket to kind of be a memorabilia piece from my experience at the festival this year. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I hope that you give this DIY a try for yourself. So now let's move on to the dyeing of the hair extensions. So I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Colorista washout dyes. I know a lot of YouTubers have been promoting these dyes lately, but I did buy these myself as I wanted some pretty colours that were going to wash out of my extensions in case I wanted my extensions to go back to blonde later. So in addition to the dyes that you're going to be using, you're going to also want some conditioner if you're going to dilute the hair dye, some mixing bowls of some description, and also a brush. So because I wanted the colour to be a ombre effect, I just diluted each of the colours a little bit, just so I could use that to fade it up into the blonde. So first I'm going to squeeze out some of the undiluted colour onto a little palette and just start saturating that into the bottom of the extensions. I'm then using the diluted colour just to fade it up into the blonde. You want to make sure that you're doing the front and the back of the extensions just so that every single hair is covered in colour. Throughout the wefts, I just alternated between the three colours. In hindsight, I don't think I would have used the dusty pink. I think I would have just stuck to the light pink and the peach colour just because I liked those better, and the dusty pink was a little bit too dark for my liking. But I'm still happy with how they turned out. So there isn't really much method to this. I'm kind of just slapping on the colour and fading it out as if I was painting normally. So just go with the flow and do what you feel like and what you like the look of best. So I decided to dye the two 5-clip wefts that come in the set and also the two 1-clip wefts. I did actually end up cutting up the two 5-clip wefts into pieces of 2 2s and 1 1-clip just because I knew I was going to be braiding these, and it's much easier to braid when you have smaller clipped extensions. So this is what the 5-clip weft looks dyed. You just want to leave it for 15 to 20 minutes and then wash it out, and this is what it looks like when it's washed out. I think it turned out super beautiful, and I really do like these hair dyes. If you do want more of a pastel effect though, I definitely recommend mixing in the conditioner as it is actually quite bright. So now we're going to go ahead and braid them into our hair. I am definitely not the best braider in the world, and my parting is not the best either just because of the weird cowlicks that I have on my head, but I'm going to show you guys anyway. I will leave a link below to the tutorial that I got the inspiration for this from, and she explains it much better than I do, so definitely go and watch that if you want a more detailed explanation on how to do this hair look, but I'm going to explain it the best that I can. So the type of braid we're doing is a Dutch braid, which means that you're going to be taking 3 sections and then wrapping them underneath each other, and then each time you're taking a bit into the middle strand and then continuing to wrap underneath. In hindsight, I would have made sure that the colour was a lot more visible from the front while I'm braiding, but you can just pull it out a bit just to make the coloured extensions a lot more visible in the braid. But it is quite hard to do this while you're plaiting because there is so much hair. So if you are doing this on someone else or getting someone else to do this on you, you can definitely make the coloured extensions a lot more visible in the braid. So again, I am taking 3 sections, wrapping those underneath each other like a normal plait, but then you're going to be taking hair from the outside into the middle and then continuing to plait. I'm then just messing up all the bits, pulling out some hair, making it nice and messy and boho, and that is the finished hairstyle. Again, my braiding technique isn't the best and neither is my parting skills, but if you are at a festival, this looks really effective no matter how messy it is, and I'm sure you would get heaps of compliments on how your hair looks. So this is the finished look with the braids and the jacket. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I hope this gives you some inspiration for if you are going to Splendour next week or any other festivals this year. Thank you so much again for watching. Please subscribe if you like my videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys!